versus just climbing up here on the side of the wall. It's the same. It's the same amount. Well, that changes a lot of things. Hello everyone, Thranxes here, and welcome back to Conan Exiles, episode 98, where we're going to just get this elk here off of our area. It's not okay. In fact, I think we're going to go ahead and harvest you up, but maybe not with an axe. Instead, I think we're going to grab our dagger. So as you can see, we've done some improvements. I've been grinding quite a bit here, and I'm not sure where I put my dagger now that you mention it. So let's talk about what I've done. I found a use for all the leather. If you haven't noticed, we've got bearskin rugs and tapestries and awnings, and yeah, all of that stuff can be built out of leather, which gives us a use for all the leather we were accumulating. So we moved a fluid press over here for making tar. We've got our 3 drying racks for resin, and it looks like they are pretty much out of bark, but that's fine. We'll make more. This bonfire is going to stay burning for 17 hours with this much dried wood, but that's kind of cool. It lights everything up. Mostly I've just been trying to find uses for all of these resources that have been slowly piling up. What we do need, though, is a bed. I see I tore up my old bed, and we need to put a new one down. And this one looks kind of neat. I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll just make this one for now. That's fine. So we'll make a bed, we'll put it down. We don't really have a permanent location for it yet, but I want it to be down for the obvious reason that if we die while we don't have a bed down, then you know, bad times, we could end up anywhere. So we'll put it down right here next to the fire for now. That's fine. And so I took my named archer and I gave her an ancient bow as well as the veneer fur armor. I think it looks pretty good, but also is going to help her stay alive. We haven't been able to outfit our other archers yet, but they've kind of been guarding the front of this area. We brought in our tannery, which I'm going to go ahead and say you can be turning that into leather. We get more tar. We brought in our carpenter. We brought over our smelter. We pretty much moved all the thralls. I don't think there's any thralls left up there now, so I've been slowly dismantling it as I've been moving all of the things over here. We're gonna have to find some places to build more bonfires, though. I made 2 firebowl cauldrons just because we don't have a thrall here to help us out with it. And actually, we can go ahead and take some of this steel fire out and put it over here. Start making steel. And this thing is just so full of iron right now. So we're just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait, let this get used up, and then boom, we'll throw another one in there. Oh, we can't. If we do it like this, we can. There we go. Okay, good. Over here, we're making our steel reinforcements. Oh, look at that, 88 and 12. That worked out kind of nicely, actually. Where we're keeping our reinforcements in here, we're making bricks and also supplementing our iron for the steel processing here. Over here, I've been gathering black ice. I also went to the salt flats and stocked up on brimstone. We brought back quite a bit of it. We were almost out. And when I was back at the desert base, I realized I had this person, Than Hammerblow, and when I was looking at his recipes, he can make flawless star metal armor. So I decided to leave some of the brimstone behind, enough to at least carry him back. So there's still some brimstone there we can come and get. And that's pretty much it with what we've done. I added the walls up and I started putting up tapestries just to find a use for our leather. But more than anything, we're going to start to enclose this in walls. And I've just been kind of using this box as my random just drop everything into it box that I don't really have a good place set up for any of it. Right, so what we're going to need is some black ice and some steel reinforcements, and then we're going to need some resin, which the days of needing lots of resin are far behind us with 3 drying racks and use for all my resources. I don't feel like I'm just piling up anymore. We should be able to start making a lot of progress. That's the goal anyways. Let's make 30 of these for now. Actually, let's go ahead and get this bed off my bar. And we'll just start to enclose this up a little bit. I've also been trying to keep everything lit up and looking nice. Hopefully, with any luck, this will be one of my best structures yet. Look at that. It just looks so cool. Been putting torches on the outside of it. Really big fan of this tier 3. These tier 3 construction pieces. Very cool looking. And then over here we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go up to the 2nd level because we're not going to have a cramped claustrophobic 1 tile high bottom floor. We're going to go up to 2. Now the next thing we can start making... let's see, we still have quite a bit of materials. We can start making ceiling tiles. So let's see, we're going to need... we'll make 10 of those just to have them. But I think the wedge tiles are what we're going to need. I sort of want to make a few of these doorways. And then wooden wedges. Let's make 20 of those. 30. We'll make 30 of those. It's a good start. We'll pull this wall here. Okay, so my thought process is... oh, hold on. Let's put the door frames here. My thought process is that this area here in the middle would not just be open like this, but would instead be sort of wrapped in door frames all the way around. And I'm not sure 100% if that's how I want to do it. That does seem to still leave a good bit of walking area around. I think we're going to do some doorways and some not. Because we're going to need a ladder, so the way up is going to be with a ladder. The question becomes, how many of these do I want to be doorways? How many do I want to be walls? Let's make a few more doorways. So let's see what it looks like alternating. And this again, this is going to be a little bit possibly wasteful of resources, but I want to get a good look at what everything looks like so that I can make an informed decision on how I want this interior section to look. So this is the space we have in between the walls and the workstations. Quite a bit of space, actually. It doesn't really feel cramped. This intersection here is going to be... I don't know, I'm just going to put some stuff here, but the bed's not going to stay here. The bonfire likely will. This chest, I don't know. But I think this is where we're going to have a ladder going up and down, and I could just put it onto one of these walls, perhaps? You know what we're going to need to make is a hatch. Just to see... Oh, we're thirsty. Hold up. Let's get a drink and eat some food. There we go. We'll see what these hatches look like, because I'm pretty sure this hatch is going to be as big as a... right, as big as a ceiling tile, which is what we want, and we can just put a ladder here. Right? Pretty sure. Okay, let's start getting some of these ceiling tiles up then. Let's see. We're going to start with here. Look at that. It looks so spiffy. Look at that. That is really, really cool. Alright, and then it's going to continue out this way like that, and no, not like that. Just like that, at which point the square tiles will go like this. And that's where our pattern picks up. We also need the square tiles, what, here? Right? And then more wedges like this. Oh, hold on. There. So that's sort of how it's going to look. Oh, I like this. It's starting to look really good. This is going to be a really neat little building. So here we're going to need... Looks to be 3 wedge foundations. Right. And then that's where we do a square here. And a square here. Keep the integrity of the tower going. Alright. Let's go ahead and throw down a wall. Here and here. Pretty sure this is how I want to do it, with alternating doorways so that it's not completely open. But still you have a lot of ways in and out. And we'll do a ladder. Okay, so let's go get our ladder built. I'm kind of excited to see how this ladder is going to work. I'm a little unsure. Wood, branches, and twine. Well, we have a good bit of that. Branches are over here. And then wood should be here. And then the twine is kind of in our middle chest. I don't really have a place to keep it yet. Okay, good. Wood, twine, and branches. Let's craft 2. We're going to need 2. Alright, that'll work. So we can go ahead and let's see here. How is this going to work? Is it not going to snap to the... It's going on the inside, but it doesn't want to snap up against the wall. Is that the case? That's slightly frustrating, I suppose. Let's see what it looks like here if it's not up against the wall. Probably could have... Let's pick up the bed and we'll move the bed over here. And see if that fixes our issue. Oh, there's our ladder, just like that. Alright, let's take that ladder apart. Can we make another one? No, we need to go here. And make one more. Hopefully that means I'll be able to... What is this? Is a ladder really only able to go up 1? Is that really a thing? Is it that we need a second hatch? Hold on, we might have to rethink how this ladder system is going to work. Might not be able to go in the middle. I'm not exactly sure what this is all about. In any event, let's go ahead and climb up. Oh yeah, look at this. We got all these spikes on the top. That's okay. Just watch your foot. Don't step on it. And that's just the way the wedge ceiling tiles work. Is that correct? Yeah. There's wooden ceiling. Just making sure there's not a separate wedge ceiling. Black ice reinforced frame. And we have these cool awnings. These are pretty neat. Well, let's hold off on the ladder then for now if it's going to be like that, and instead we'll work on continuing our ceiling out There we go. So the goal is going to be... Can I get you from here? No, I can't. I still can't. Alright, let's move you. Oh, come on. Just please don't cause any weird glitches, because I want you up here. Ugh. See, and that's what happens. That's what happens. Seems like the Thralls don't like to be moved more than a certain amount of space. So we'll just get you right there for now. So that you kind of have to give them like stopping off points. Move them little bits at a time to say, well, first I'll move you here, and then I'll hopscotch you and move you here. Boom. There you go. For now, you have the bird's eye view. And the idea is that this archer will be able to shoot anybody up against that wall or that wall, and then there'll be an archer over here that can do the same. And we might go one higher before we do the floor with the archers. It's very possible that will become a thing. Let's see if we can figure out this ladder, though. This is going to make me very, very sad. I was so excited to see a ladder. If we can't join two ladders together without another hatch, because that means effectively we're going to need multiple hatch openings. So let's just see what that would look like. We'll just take a peek here. So it'll be that we put one here, right? Like that. And then another ladder here for the... No. There. Okay. So it's still just climbing the side of the building. Now hold on a second. If there's not... What is the difference between climbing here on the ladder? Okay, that used up about half my stamina. Versus just climbing up here on the side of the wall. It's the same! It's the same amount. Well, that changes a lot of things. I don't know how we're going to do that. That's not something I'm prepared to... commit to sticking with the ladder. We might not. We might not. What we can do, though, is we can make a lot more foundations, or I'm sorry, ceilings. So let's grab another stack of these, probably 40, and then we're going to need a little bit of black ice and a lot more resin. Alright, same thing. We're going to make 10 and 20. We'll just see how that goes. Resin is still going to be the limiting factor. We'll grab a couple more resin, and let's go grab some shaped wood from our carpenter. And the black ice. There, making sure we have enough to do what we want to do. So you put the ladder just to climb the wall. That's, yeah, I'm not thrilled with that. Not really. We'll investigate that a little bit more. For now, we can work on the ceiling. There we go. Just get everything nice and enclosed and looking sharp. Sharp and swanky, actually. This is going to be one of the nicest buildings I've done. I'm just glad with all the... I'm just glad for all the good ideas as far as making the multiple wood drying racks and getting the resin that way. It really kind of opened up my eyes to, well, what if I just committed to trying to find a use for them? And then, of course, this for all the extra materials that we don't need. And then, of course, the idea about just putting bonfires up everywhere. absolutely love that. So we might do a little bit of that today as well. Let's see, square here, and then 2, 3, and then square and square. Starting to look good. Oops, we put one down. Put one down a little bit. I'm not going to leave that there. Let's go ahead and break it. Oh, it's gonna feel like quite a northern little fortress here. Very excited. We're not able to. There we go. We'll just continue the ceiling like this. No, maybe not like that. Let's break you and... Do we not? We don't have the support over here. We need more walls. Okay, well, alright. So we're going to commit to the walls and doors like we said, and we'll just see what that looks like. So it's door and then wall. Door. Wall. Oh. Failure. Wall and door, and then another wall right here. It definitely looks pretty neat. I'm likely going to keep this. Not enough resources. We should have tons of resources. Oh, it's that resin. Ooh, felt like I'd gotten a bunch of resin, but it's going quick. So at this point, we'll just start putting the walls up top, like this, and that, and here, and here, there, 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 and there. Okay. Even if we don't end up using the ladder, I feel like we should use the ladder, because if I have to start working stairs into the inside of this, then I'm going to have to use one of my alcoves that I was going to put more workstations. I'm not really excited about that. Uh-oh. Hold on. Okay, those were a little far. Yeah, those were a little far. We're going to wait for them to get a little closer, and also we need to set up our weapon and armor smithing area. Otherwise, all the star metal in the world won't do us any good if we don't have a place to turn it into armor. So it's not time yet. I know the anticipation is really killing me, but we do need a bit of infrastructure here first. Let's see if we do a square and a square. That's starting to look pretty good. This inside area, though, I wonder what happens if I destroy this. It broke the ladder. No, it broke both. Okay, it broke both. Well, fudge. I don't... Maybe this needs to go on the other side. Like here. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly how I want to do that just yet. What we can do is we can go up here and dismantle the hatch as it currently is sitting. We could leave this sort of open, put fences around it. That could be neat. Or we could enclose it in. We could put bonfires on each of these areas here. No, I don't want to. I do not want to chew off more than I can, or bite off more than I can chew with these bonfires, because there will be a limit. I mean, it feels like there's dried wood forever now, but there will be a limit to how long they can burn for, depending on what we're harvesting. Perhaps what we'll do, let's make 2 of these, and we'll make a few more ladders. So I'm thinking 1, 2 at least, and we'll try out how this will work. If I put the ladder here, right? Because, oh, no, the ladder would have to go here. Because the doors are all alternated from where I wanted them to be. Okay, let's just try this. And if we snap it to this side, and then... No, that one won't snap. So if we do this... It's still just a climb the wall sort of thing. It's... That's somewhat funny. It's really just a matter of climbing the wall. It might be better putting it on the inside then. Yeah, I sort of hate to be like that, but if we're just climbing the wall, and that's really all a ladder is climbing, then we'll probably save it for later, because it's just decorative. Although if I had to guess, we would put them here, but then if we want the ladder to come all the way down the wall, we have to have 2 hatches. Then having 2 hatches means we would likely need to wall it in just to make it look pretty. Which wouldn't be the end of the world, I suppose. I'm not sure. Let's continue with the ceiling, at least on this portion. So we're short on resin, steel, black ice. So we're not really short on anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll start with that. Here and there. Okay. Like this, and like that. Do I want the ladders on the inside? That's really the tough call. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Let's make another one. Like that. Okay, that looks a little better. Let's see if we can climb up to there. I can't believe the ladders can't snap to themselves and you have to have 2 hatches. So this is pretty neat. We could fence this portion in and just leave it like a little visual down to the bottom area. We could ceiling right over top of it, but given that we're getting light and there's smoke, I don't like the way it looks when the smoke is just wafting through the floor. I don't think that looks good by any means. Not enough resources. That's okay. All right, let's put up some torches on the outside here. Which I think... Here, if we take a little bit of... we smashed all the coal into tar. Well, we'll just ferry that along. And we'll throw more tar into here. Grab the steel fire. Keep the steel going. We'll grab this steel. Make some reinforcements. Alright, so let's put up some torches. All of these areas have proper torching, except this one doesn't. This one needs one right here. That. Alright, and then we'll put torches on the outside, which are going right kind of here, even with the divide between the first and second ceiling area, or the first and second wall panel, better said. Hold on, let's see. We're looking at, yep, that is the halfway point. That's what I thought. Right there and there. All right. There we go. Starting to look pretty snazzy. I'm very, very pleased with it. We might do torches on the outside of this, just because why not? We want everything to be nice and lit up. Not 100% though. We're going to have to find something to do with all of this dried wood. We have an incredible amount of it currently. And then I'm going to have to restock these with bark and dried wood. We're going to have to do more of our deforestation again. But we have lots of resin, and we're working on the steel reinforcements. That's going to take a little bit of time. We also have lots of black ice and the shaped wood as well. Let's take those out. Actually, let's leave those there. I'm still trying to wrap my head around exactly how I want to do this transition to the next floor. A ladder I thought would have been so sharp, but now I'm not so sure. We might do a ladder. We might do a ladder here on this wall, and a ladder here on this wall, and just commit to not having. Well, it would be killer if they were on opposite walls. You know, I might move the carpenter's bench and the tannery over to this wall. Let's see, the opposite of that wall would be over here. Wait a minute. There are no walls directly. Wait. Yeah, okay, so the wall opposite of this is the one with the blacksmith's bench. Maybe we'll move the blacksmith's bench. Maybe it'll sit in the corner, and then we'll clear that out, and then we'll put ladders kind of on opposite walls? Maybe? It makes sense to have the ladder like its own little room, especially if you have to put... oh, here, we're going to get coal. Especially if you have to put more than one hatch, so that you have to have a hatch on the first wall break and then a hatch on the second wall break, then it sort of begs the question, why wouldn't you make it its own little square room, just like you would for an elevator, and then put the ladder in there just to make it look nicer? Otherwise, you're gonna have that horrible hatch frame just sitting out. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to do a little bit of Google searching in between this episode and the next episode to see what exactly is up with these ladders that I am not getting, because I'm thinking it's possible I'm using them incorrectly, or missing the fact that you interact with them with a certain button, maybe, or... Oh, see, that's something I didn't try, was to interact with the ladder by holding down the button and then selecting interact. So that might change things up a little bit. It's hard to say, though. That being said, that's where we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode. So this has been Conan Exiles, episode 98. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've had a good time watching, because as always, I've had a good time playing. So come back next episode as we continue to improve the work area here, and I will likely spend a little bit of time grinding mats in between now and then so we can get right to the action. But until next time, take care.